We all love to laugh. Wow, Clay, well spotted. Next you'll say we enjoy food from time to time. Okay, fine, but what I mean is that spending 90 minutes to laugh is a great way to warm up one's day, especially if you're having a bad one. But unfortunately, comedy films can be pretty hit or miss, especially nowadays. So I want to talk about some great comedies that didn't get the attention they deserved. Here we go. The first pick on my list is the college comedy Sorority Boys, which I've discussed in another review which I recommend you check out, although I may redo it now that I'm a better editor. Basically, it's about 3 guys who get framed, kicked out of their frat, and must dress up as girls and join a sorority in order to clear their names. Other than the typical drinking, drugs, and physical comedy, Sorority Boys shines when it's about the guys struggling with their new personas, and how each one deals with womanhood differently. Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor in Smallville, steals the show, and his progression from playboy to insecure girl is the kind of character arc comedies need so much more of, and it's hilarious to watch it play out. It's a film that makes feminism funny, yet still offers no fouls called football and dildo cannons for good measure. Watch it with guys or girls, it doesn't matter, just don't watch it with parents.
Okay, and we roll our wieners back out. What do I tell Leah? I mean, what happens to Daisy? Daisy, Adina, and Roberta are going to disappear, and this never happened. I have to tell Leah something. Tonight, Daisy could tell Leah that she's going back to Minnesota. Oh, that's so stupid. That's such a cop-out. Come on.
Oh. Sure this would look good on an anorexic.
Why can't they design dresses for girls who need to hide a big caboose? You know, you really don't have to. Oh, please be a size 8. Please be a size 8. Yes!
You may have seen the Hallmark-style, easily digestible, and even more easily forgotten piece of shit trailer for The Upside, which claims to be based on a true story, and technically it is, but it's really a remake, and from the looks of it, almost a shot-for-shot, except for one scene that looks terrible, remake, of the French comedy Intouchables. And if I sound bitter, it's not just because the trailer is garbage, it's because Intouchables is such a great comedy, yet few have seen it, and I already know I can't convince you to watch it. It's a French comedy about a man paralyzed from the neck down, who hires an inner-city layabout as his personal assistant. Yeah, I know, it's a hard sell. But believe it or not, it's one of the best bro comedies out there. These two not only strike up a believable camaraderie, but like any good pair of guy friends, constantly mess with each other. It's a forthright film, the kind with all the cards on the table, that addresses every prickly subject about paralysis and turns it into something fresh and funny. What little drama there is in the film is deserved, and I have to harp on how much of a great double act the two leads are. Apart from the comedy, the movie is beautifully shot, has a great soundtrack, and the ending is wonderful. Seriously great film, anyone can enjoy it. Find it.
Donc la photo, c'est un bon test. Si elle renvoie la sienne, ça veut dire qu'elle est d'accord pour aller plus loin. Après, vous pouvez envoyer une photo de vous avec le fauteuil, mais qu'on voit pas trop. Vous n'êtes pas obligé de lui envoyer une photo, genre Téléthon, avec le filet de bain, avec une sale tête.
C'est vrai, c'est vrai.
Pas bien, il va pas bien du tout. Oh, putain. C'est un arbre. C'est un arbre qui chante.
Number 3 is Sister Act, the story of a crass lounge singer who witnesses a murder and goes into witness protection. She joins a convent, lives as a nun, and eventually leads the church choir. Having rewatched this recently, I came to 2 conclusions. 1, the 90s killed it when it came to comedies. And 2, Whoopi Goldberg is kind of underrated as an actress. She handles her lines with a great deal of confidence, not going over the top or half-assed, and excels not just at cadence and rhythm, but eye contact. As a musician who's worked with many singers, I completely bought her as a professional vocalist. And speaking of, I love all the songs in this movie. The tension between Whoopi's character and the head nun feels like a genuine disharmony between adults.
People like going to theaters and they like going to casinos, but they don't like coming to church. Why? Because it's a drag.
It's fun as hell. The biker scene is awesome, and it's a further reminder to modern comedies to get on 90s level.
You will draw no attention to yourself whatsoever.
But look at me. I'm a nun. I'm a penguin.
As from now and until you leave, you are Sister Mary Clarence.
Mary Clarence, like Clarence Williams III from the Mod Squad?
Mary is in deference to our Holy Mother. The Clarence is in honor of St. Clarence of Concordia. There are 3 vows every nun must accept. The vow of poverty, the vow of obedience, and the vow of chastity.
I'm out of here with that. Oh, man.
There are some great videos on YouTube about the differences between American and British comedy, but if there were ever a film that could bridge that gap, it's In the Loop. Based on the BBC series The Thick of It, In the Loop follows one politician's inconsistent opinions about a possible war that quickly incorporate advisors, servicemen, and other politicians from the US and the UK, and basically becomes one giant clusterfuck. The movie pokes fun at the absurdities of politics and media, but the best is just how ruthless the dialogue is. Everyone is great here, on paper and performance. There's literally a character who exists only to make another character feel bad, and I so want him as some kind of sardonic parrot on my shoulder. The film made me laugh very early on, which I appreciate, and there's such a fierce energy to the dialogue that I feel like anyone can get a kick out of this.
Turn that fucking racket off!
Turn it off.
It's just vowels! Subsidized foreign fucking vowels! Tell you, the only reason you listen to this shit is because it's bad form to actually wear a hat that says I went to private school. So tell me now, right? Who did you leak it to?
I just sent it. I read it, I thought it was important,
Good.
so I sent it.
Good. Fine. Fine. See that fax? Yeah?
Yes.
That is your career, and I think it might be fucked, but let's just check. Yeah, that's pretty fucked. Now, I hope you can play the spoons. Because, I mean, you're too old to go back to being a gentleman's fluffer, aren't you?
Number 1 on this list is Idiocracy. It's about a man who is frozen as part of a military experiment and wakes up hundreds of years in the future, soon discovering that stupid people have outbred the intelligent, and now encompass the entire world population. There is nothing more disappointing in film than wasted potential, and Idiocracy is not one of them. It not only provides funny, I mean really funny, commentary on ignorance and mob mentality, but on business, sports, fashion, and the entertainment industry. There are so many comedic conversations the film is bursting at the seams, and the experience is like 90 minutes of gut-busting facepalm. They seriously have a cabinet meeting about putting Gatorade on the crops, because it has electrolytes. It's amazing. Luke Wilson works well as the pleasant, everyman protagonist, Dax Shepard is perfectly cast, and Terry Crews plays a loud, egotistical moron with zero political expertise and was featured on American Wrestling, who becomes the President of the United States. The CGI is terrible, and the big climax goes on a little too long, but these are very minor quibbles. Idiocracy is hysterical. It will always be relevant, and it features the best doctor in movie history.
Just get me well enough to get back to base.
Right. Kick ass. Well, don't want to sound like a dick or nothing, but it says on your chart that you're fucked up. You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded. What I do is just like you know, you know what I mean? Like.
What are some other underrated comedies? Comment below, and let me know if you'd like this to turn into a series. Thanks for watching.